This is Shannon from Skip to My Life. If you love to live an upscale lifestyle on a downsized budget, you are in the right place for a magical holiday. These Pottery Barn style brass bells are all the rage this holiday season, and we are going to dupe them for just a couple bucks. And we're going to start with some of these tin cans. The key to achieving this effect is to have a volume of sizes and amount of cans. So choose what you like. I decided I was going to make all these things into a big pot of free-form chili, which we ate on for about a month. So that worked out for us. But I also took these little dessert plastic cups from Dollar Tree and cut them down to make a dome lid, along with some extra bottle lids and jar lids that I had been saving. Once those lids are glued on top of your cans, you'll want to fashion a little circular handle with any easily twistable wire that you have on hand. And I am going to glue gun that to the top of this dome lid to create that outline for the bell. You'll probably want to add some E6000 or super glue as well if you're really going to be using that to hang the bell. And then I also secured it with a piece of tissue paper. You could also use aluminum foil. To duplicate the look of brass, we're going to start by decoupaging on some golden yellow tissue paper. For this project, I used the least expensive glue I could find, which is the Dollar Tree Jot brand school glue. Once that undercoat is completely dry, I'm going to use these golden napkins I found at Party City, and I'm going to decoupage those with Mod Podge on top. Now, I have seen these color at Dollar Tree before, but I just couldn't find them this time. They're very inexpensive at Party City, and you can usually find them there all year round. If you're a glitter lover, now's a great time to add just a little bit of glitter to those bells. And then over the top, I painted a few just dry brush lines of brown glaze. We're going to dupe that Pottery Barn look by hanging these bells with some jute rope from Dollar Tree. These bells are so expensive if you buy them online, even in craft stores, and I felt like we really did a good job duplicating them on just pennies. If you're new to Skip to My Life, a great big welcome. I am so glad we found each other. Comment below and let me know how you found me. This episode is all about saving money, and who doesn't need money saving tips this Christmas? So keep following along, and I hope you get some inspiration for your holiday decor. If you're doing a winter wonderland theme in your holiday decor, these snowball ornaments are super simple. You can buy these ornaments in large packages at Dollar Tree, or you may even have some that you can recycle from home or from a thrift store. You'll also need one of the automotive cloths from Dollar Tree, or you can just use white t-shirt fabric or other fabric that you already have. I'm simply going around that ball and hot gluing the fabric to the ball. Now be really careful that you don't burn yourself. And then I'm also gluing in place the little knob at the top. And all we're gonna do next is we're just gonna take some of this fake snow from Dollar Tree. I love this stuff. Great bargain, it really goes far. And we're just gonna sprinkle it on all the spots where we put glue. And then once it's dry, these make adorable little snowball ornaments. And what I would caution you to do once it's completely dry is go ahead and spray a coat of hairspray on it, because it's going to keep all that fallout from coming out all over your tree. So this is such a fun project. It's so easy and so economical. And if all this looks like too much work to you, Dollar Tree does have a similar item that they offer, 2 for $1.25. Next idea is for those of you who love the candy Christmas theme. We are going to make a large gingerbread house. Now this one is fitting inside my fireplace, but you could use this anywhere around your house you want the gingerbread theme. My dogs usually play around this area, and so they were very excited to get the extra attention on the day I was doing this, but I went ahead and put it inside the fireplace. This is just a tote without a lid, and then I measured how I am going to put the roof on that house and cut this piece of triangle out of foam core that I purchased at Dollar Tree. I chose a whimsical color theme, but you could use a more classical Christmas theme. If you wanted to spray paint that box brown, it would look more like gingerbread, or even see if you could find a brown color tote. So next I'm just taking some of this peel and stick wallpaper from Dollar Tree, and I am decorating that roof. And again, you could do this any way that fits with your decor style. Had some really thin sections from an orange pool noodle and purple and green pool noodles, and these are supposed to resemble lifesavers. That's what I had in mind, so I just used them all around and repeated that pattern. Now I'm using some party rings from the party section at Dollar Tree. This is just to add a little bit more whimsy and color. I'm cutting that ring section on, and now it just adds a little bling to some of those lifesavers. If you live in a smaller space like my husband and I do, we live in a 1,000 square foot rental home, this is one of those decor ideas that you can disassemble and store really easily, and it doesn't take up much space. You can actually use that tote as a regular tote once you've disassembled it for your holiday season. I added circular paper on top of those little lifesaver foam pieces. Now these are just a bunch of ideas for you. You can adapt it to the color and the style of your house, but I also took a lid from a candle that I had used and I made a little window for that top of the roof. My husband and I have been empty nesters for a few years now, but I remember when my kids were in grade school and they would have fun parties in their classroom, and I would make things like this to take in for the parties. I just think if you have kids or grandkids, this would be a great project that they could help you with. Now that we've completed the roof, we're going to create a door and some windows to put on the outside of that tote to really make this look like a gingerbread house. For these pieces, I cut down some particle board signs that I had from Dollar Tree just to make the size of the door and windows. And again, I use that peel and stick wallpaper from Dollar Tree, so that matches the pattern of the gingerbread house roof. If you love the Candy Christmas theme, you're going to want to watch this video all the way to the end, because I have a whole bunch more of these sprinkled throughout this episode. Now to duplicate white icing around all of these features, I'm using one of these poly ropes from Dollar Tree. This is just a clothesline. I think it's in the hardware section. And I'm just measuring it to fit each of these elements and then glue gunning it around. And it's supposed to look like icing, so it does not have to be perfectly square edges. If kids are helping you with this project, of course, using the glue gun is always the adult's responsibility. And even for us adults, we need to wear those finger protectors to keep those fingers from getting burnt. I know I've tried it with and without, and it's not a fun experience to get those fingers burnt with a glue gun, so please be careful. The doorknob is a water bottle cap with a piece of circle paper with glitter on it glued to it. And we're ready to put all of these elements together, and to do that I am just glue gunning on more of those little foam lifesavers to complete the look of the roof. Next we'll add the door, the windows, and the roof. Now it depends on if you want to leave this as is, you want to glue it really securely with E6000 and glue gun glue. I just use glue gun glue because I was ready to take it apart after and use that tote for something else. So kind of think ahead when you're doing this stage. Comment below and let me know if this is a project you think you might try this year. I am so curious what color scheme you all might do this in. For the finishing touch, I wove some twinkle lights in and out of that roof, and I could not be happier. We did this for so little money. I already had the tote. This whole project was for sure less than $5, and I think it looks very magical. So we're creating a high-end nightlight with this ornament from Dollar Tree. You can separate the two pieces, and we will just be using those antlers that form a circle. Decided I wanted a little bit less glitter, so I went over that circular antlers with some brown paint, but that's completely up to you. The other object that you will need for this craft is some kind of a glass container. It could be a jar, or like I used, you could have an empty candle container or even a candle still with the wax in it if that's what you prefer. Next, we're adding a snow look to both those circular antlers and to our glass. Now, I really like using clear school glue because I think it lets that snow really glisten and sparkle. This is the fake snow from Dollar Tree. I have not found it anywhere that I liked any better. And you can see after that glue is dry, I'm just brushing off the remaining stray pieces. Now, you'll need some kind of a base. I'm using a circular piece of wood, but you could use the lid to your candle if you want to. And then inside that little candle jar, I'm just placing a push light from Dollar Tree. Now you could stop right here. It's a very fun little night light, I think for a guest room or a guest bath. But I added some glass gems to add a more icy look to it, and then as well some white florals and some little red beads. To turn this night light on and off, we just tip it to the side, push the button, and it's so easy to operate. If you're looking for a super simple to make ornament, this one is for you. All you'll need is a set of glass ornaments from Walmart. They are a little less expensive than those from Dollar Tree, but they are glass, so please be very careful. And all you're going to do is take that lid off, put a feather color of your choice inside, and put the lid right back on. Now, Walmart does sell these pre-made, but of course they're going to charge you a little bit more for that, and this is what those look like. So I think these would make a great gift. Maybe you want to take a glass pin and write a saying or the year or a little scripture verse on the front. Always looking for a beautiful, simple nativity, and I was inspired by this Pottery Barn set, and I knew that we could make our own for much, much less. For this project, I used Color Shot brand spray paint. I purchased this at Walmart, and it's in the color Bubble Bath. Next, I found this simple nativity made of ceramic at the thrift store. It was not expensive at all. It really didn't have a whole lot of artistry, and so I knew that the lines were great, and with a little bit of spray paint, we could totally make it over. So as you can see, I started with a tan base of spray paint, and then I went over with the Color Shot Bubble Bath, and it just turned this really ordinary little ceramic piece into something totally high-end that I think you could find at a very expensive store. So for the cost of a can of spray paint, you probably already have some of these types of pieces that you could revive in your own home. Well, everything plaid is on trend this season, and so we're going to dupe these Pottery Barn plaid pillows with a simple plaid shirt that I found at a thrift store. And if you can't find one, Walmart also carries some plaid fabric, as well as Dollar Tree has some really cute holiday fabric, so you could use any of those options for this project. I simply cut that shirt and also an automotive cloth from Dollar Tree to fit the size of my pillow form, and then I glue gunned both of those together with a fabric glue gun glue. You'll want to glue those right sides together and then turn it inside out. Once you've stuffed your pillow, throw it in the dryer with a pair of clean shoes, and it will fluff it up, and voila, you have a beautiful little plaid pillow. Now, I told you there was some more Candy Christmas coming, and so here it is. I'm going to give you about 5 more Candy Christmas projects, starting with these giant lollipops. I'm using 2 paper plates and just painting the swirl pattern on them in my same whimsical color theme, but you could certainly use red and green or whatever color scheme you like. Once I have 2 plates of each color scheme, I am going to put a pool noodle in the bottom of a planter pot. Now, mine just happens to be pink, which fit really well with my color scheme. And this is going to help me anchor a PVC pole in here for all 3 of these giant lollipops. I like working with this small round PVC pipe because it's really easy to cut down to any size that you need, and it's also very inexpensive in the plumbing department at your hardware store. I had cut a notch in those plates where the PVC pipe is going to go. I went ahead and glued the 2 plates together, leaving a hole where the notch is. Now all that's needed is for you just to slot those little lollipops on top of your PVC pipes, and you'll want to weight the bottom of that pot with some rocks or a brick just to make sure it doesn't tip over. And for your finishing touches, you can fill that pot with whatever you would like, as well as adding some clear cellophane to cover the lollipops. Of the Candy Christmas theme, keep watching and you'll see how I put all of these Candy Christmas ideas together. For an oversized sweets jar, take some of these small plastic containers from Dollar Tree and you can fill them with whatever colorful objects you like. You can use beads. I actually used some jimmies that are baking jimmies, but you can use marbles, you can use beads, you can even use colored paper, whatever you like to create the illusion of candies. Next, just wrap each of those containers in some clear cellophane and tie with ribbon, and there you have it, an oversized sweets jar. To add a little bit more visual interest to the sweets jar, we're going to make some faux peppermint sticks by cutting down some of those remaining pool noodles into strips. And then I'm just going to wind some duct tape in the color white around these, but you could make them look more like classic peppermint by using a white foam pool noodle and then wrapping it in red, or the opposite of that. We have found that the secret to a really magical Candy Christmas theme is multiples. So whatever you're gonna make, don't just make one, make several of them, and that volume together makes it look really fun. This next Candy Christmas idea could not be any simpler. I am taking some leftover checkers that I had from a checkers game, and I'm just simply wrapping them in this pink cellophane and tying the end with ribbons. So these look like some fun little lozenge candies, and I'm going to put them on display as well in a glass jar. For our last Candy Christmas idea, we're going to dupe some Jolly Ranchers by taking some colorful clear plastic cups and cutting those down, just rolling them up and then attaching some cellophane on the outside. Now, I think these dupe giant Jolly Ranchers, they sure do make my mouth water because I love Jolly Ranchers, and it's going to add so much to our Candy Christmas idea. This next idea is a great way to revive an older Christmas tree that maybe has seen better days. You're going to want to take that pool noodle and cut a little bit thicker shapes. They're going to be about the thickness of a donut, and that's exactly what we're going to make. The icing will be using some white spackling. Now, I really like the Dollar Tree white spackling. Everyone seems to have their favorite, but I like it because you can mix it with the inexpensive school glue to form a frosting type consistency. Now, if you're going to do this, it's a little bit gray color, so you'll want to add some white paint as well. But then all you'll do is just dip those pool noodles inside just like you would real frosting on a donut. Once you've frosted those faux donuts, you can sprinkle whatever you like on top. I happen to use some glitter that I had in place, but you could use beads or anything else you have on hand. Now, this was an old Christmas tree that I found on the curb after a garage sale, and I decided I wanted to turn this into a donut tree to match our sweets theme. So this is a great idea for you to use any old greenery or Christmas tree that you have around and turn it into a fun, whimsical project. Now, this tree already had some beads attached, which I thought made it even more adorable. But after I applied a coat of white spray paint, I was ready to start decorating. I added some pink mesh garland and some white fiber fill just to add a little bit of whimsy, and then I'm ready to start glue gunning on my finished donuts. You can use this next idea for a base for any of your small Christmas trees. Dollar Tree sells these plastic cups. I believe they're 4 for $1.25. Simply take some washi tape and wind it around in a spiral fashion, and there you have a very cute, whimsical base for your Christmas tree. Comment below and let me know if you will be decorating in more traditional colors and themes this year, or if you're ready to try something more fun and whimsical. Next, we're going to make a cotton candy garland. I picked up a package of 4 popcorn boxes in the party section. Now these also come in the traditional red and white if you're doing more traditional Christmas colors, but I will caution you that the bottom is a little bit flimsy, so you're probably going to want to glue or tape that closed. Next is just a matter of gluing some white fiber fill inside, and then I took some of the silver table scatter and just added a few little pieces to the top. The base for my garland is one of these tissue paper flower garlands from the party supply section at Dollar Tree, and it reached the width of my mantle, so it's a really nice sturdy base for this type of a project. Next, I added all kinds of decorative items, including some ribbon, some more of those donuts, some more of the lifesavers, until that garland was completely filled out the way I wanted it. And now we're going to be going back to some more traditional colors, but I love the way that this candy Christmas idea turned out. Another really trendy theme this year is giant jingle bells, and we are going to dupe them with these plastic bowls from Dollar Tree. They come 4 to a pack for $1.25. I just glued 2 together and spray painted them silver. Next, I'm taking some black washi tape and crisscrossing it over the top of those bowls. Now, if you're going to use these in a high traffic area or outside, you want to make sure you glue them on very securely. I also added some black circles at the end of the washi tape and finished off the top with a nice red ribbon and a shower curtain ring, also spray painted silver. Bells are so expensive to buy, and no one will know that you made them for under $5. You're looking for a low cost but high fun gift for a neighbor or friend, this is for you. Grab a Dollar Tree mat, and I have used these in many other DIY projects in the past, and you'll also need a red and white clothesline from Dollar Tree. These also come in green and white if you prefer those colors. And that is all that you will need to buy for this project. Now, the next step is to map out exactly what word you're going to write, and you're going to get out your best cursive penmanship, or the person in your house who has great penmanship. It may be your kids. And you're going to want to, with chalk, just free form a word that spells Christmas to you. It could be merry, it could be jolly, it could be something else that you think of, but just play around with the chalk until you have it exactly the way that you want it. Next, you'll take that clothesline and you'll want to secure it to the edge of your mat to get started. Leave a little tail there to secure it to the back at the end. And then you'll just simply take your time and you'll run that clothesline along the chalk letters that you've already spelled out. Now, this is another one of those DIY projects where you're really going to want to use finger protectors, or your fingers will be aching by the end of this. So please be careful with this one. Once you have finished glue gunning that rope to the mat, you'll want to turn the mat over and really secure the ends with some hot glue on the back. For the finishing touch, simply erase all your chalk lines with a little damp cloth, and there you have it. If you're a Christmas Pottery Barn fan like I am, you will recognize this star pillow. We are going to dupe one of their most popular items that they're selling this year with one of the automotive cloths from Dollar Tree. You'll start by cutting that automotive cloth into a square shape and find the side that you most like. There is a fuzzier side to that cloth, so pick the side that you really want to face out, and then you'll make a star shape. Now take your time, you can Google this and find a pattern online, but you're just going to want to trace that on there with some chalk or with a fabric marker. If you are comfortable with a needle and thread, go ahead and stitch along those lines with some red yarn or red thread, but I am showing you how to use Aleene's Okay to Wash It fabric glue if you're not a sewer or if you just don't want to be bothered with that part. Now we're just going to keep following the pattern of that pillow, and at this point you can do whatever design pleases you. I cut my yarn into little strips and made a more primitive design just like the one at Pottery Barn, but you can do anything you like. Once I was finished with that pattern, I decided I wanted to add some pom-pom fringe from Dollar Tree, and so I glued that on to the right side of the pillow front with my Surebonder fabric glue gun glue. Once the front of the pillow is finished, we'll just add the other side of that plaid shirt that we've already used. I'm going to use the button side, and this is going to be the back of our pillow, so I'm cutting it in the exact shape of that cloth. Next, I'm gluing them both together and then turning them right sides out and stuffing them with some fiber fill, and we have an adorable finished Pottery Barn dupe pillow. And if you're still here with me, I just want to remind you once again that today is not the end of your story, my friend, so do not give up. Keep putting one foot in front of the other no matter what your day looks like, and we will make it together.